Hey everyone, my name is VideoProjectUsiak and I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can secure your network with some simple steps to change your password, access your router, and even set up a guest network. Stay tuned to learn how. So you may ask yourself, why do I need to secure my network now? Everything has been working fine. I have a password that I am familiar with. I have never had any personal information hacked. I never get viruses. Everything seems secure on my end. Well, in all honesty, if you have not updated any of your information, such as changing your passwords or even learned how to access your router, you are not secure. And we need to be proactive in creating a more secure network environment. And I'm just here to show you a few things just to help prevent from possible future cyber attacks, loss of personal information, and basically not letting users use your network that you may not know of, such as your neighbors. If you live in an apartment building, you may even have somebody below you or above you that's actually accessing your network, leaving you vulnerable to an attack or having your personal information leaked. So having the knowledge to change your network information, to update passwords, it's just really a vital piece of information that we need to be more proactive in our security. And in today's world, computer security is of the utmost importance. So I'm just here to show you a few features that will allow you to feel more secure knowing your information is safe. Okay, so next we're going to need to get the information to access your router information, and we will need a command prompt window. And that is just simply accessing what's in the background of your computer. So just this couple simple things that you'll need to know, and that's it. And we don't need to get into any further detail, but this is just the information for you to then move on to access your router information, where you can set up passwords, set up guest networks. This is simple and straightforward, and then you'll also know how to get a command prompt window if you ever need it in the future for anything else. So what you can do is go to your search toolbar, which is down below, and this is for Windows 10. You can type in command prompt. You can also do this in older Windows versions, and basically in your start menu type in command prompt as well. And that will then give you a window that is basically a black screen, and you'll see it has your username with an arrow ready for you to type something. And then I will tell you what to type next in just a moment. So as you can see, you're in your command prompt window, and there is a little cursor that is blinking, and that is where I'm going to need you to type ipconfig, all lowercase letters, lowercase ipconfig, and then click enter. And you'll see a bunch of stuff kind of populate below. But what we're really looking for is the default gateway address. And as you can see, it is highlighted in the window to the right of this information. And that is the number that you will need for the next slide to actually gain access to your router information. So go ahead and do that, and then we will talk about the next steps in the next slide. So now you have your command prompt with your default gateway address identified. You will now need to open a Google web page or whatever your favorite search engine page is. And basically we just need the URL. So what you're going to do is copy the default gateway number, and you're going to paste it directly into the URL and press enter. A Windows security will pop up showing you that you'll need to input a username and password. And since this is probably the first time you're accessing this information, it's going to be the default username and password, which will be admin as your username and password as your password. And those are all lowercase letters. So once you do that, type it in, click OK, and then you'll see it should give you access to your router information, and we'll talk about what you need to do further on the next steps. Now we can get to the more interesting parts of this PowerPoint. We want to make our network more secure. Well, we just logged into our router information using a default username and password. And you might say that really isn't very secure, and you're right. So there's a way to kind of secure that portion of accessing your information. And first what you can do is by changing that password. So you can go to your Advanced tab, click Set Password, and then update to a more secure password that is familiar to you, one that you want to create, or one that you use and feel comfortable using. And then you'll also want to enable password recovery. And you'll click two security questions and then answer those questions so that if you ever did forget your password or get locked out, you're able to recover it, which is a great option and tool for any time you forget a password or you're unable to access a certain web page, router information, emails. Always have the ability to recover it. So we've now changed our administrator password to access our router information. So that is one step to further securing our network. And now let's return back to the basic tab, and you'll see that you'll have your wireless information, your attached devices, and depending on your service provider, you may have the option to set up a guest network. And I will talk about that in just a moment. But let's move on and to set up our wireless information and changing our SSID name and password. So by doing that, we need to click on the wireless tab. Okay, now here you are at the page where you can actually rename your SSID as well as your passphrase. And this is just telling you to choose anywhere between so many characters and numbers, and just remember to create a secure password and also one that you'll remember at this point. And after you have created a new SSID name as well as a passphrase, you will see that there is an option for security options, and this is where you want to activate your encryption, and you want to click the WPA2 PSK AES, and this is the most secure option that's available. Now you may be browsing through all the additional options and buttons between the basic and advanced tabs. You can even check your attached devices to see if the devices that are on your network are approved devices. And then if there is an option to even create a guest network, this is a great option to have just for people that come into your home, visitors, family members that would like to use your network but really don't want to leave your information vulnerable to any random person coming into your home. And you can do this very similar. You just click guest network, and then you will also then change your network name as well as your passphrase, and this will then show up as an option when the wireless networks that pop up on your phone, on your tablet, your laptop, anybody that comes into your home, you'll see this listed as well as your other SSID names and networks. Okay, and that wraps up the video. I hope you found it to be helpful and informative, and I hope that you were able to secure your network, and now you have a better idea of what you need to do in the future if something were to happen or your network were to become vulnerable to any malicious activity. Thank you again, and take care.